Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of my tutorial on my costume illusion. This tutorial will talk about the torso harness. It starts with the squat belt. This is a weightlifting squat belt that I picked up at Goodwill for like $9. Super strong. You can drill straight through it, which is exactly what I did with the spine board. This board is the same board we were using for the legs. It's the 1x2x8s, dirt cheap. This spine board is 23 inches long, and I screwed it in straight through the belt into the wood with these 3 screws. Nice and strong. It's not going anywhere. So up to the shoulders. This is the shoulder board. It is 14 inches wide, 14 inches long. Attach this to the spine board with these 2 screws. So onto the arms. The arms are pretty cool. Let's set this aside. So it doesn't look like much, but the arms are just same as the legs. They're pieces of wood, but this time we're not attaching them with bolts. We're attaching them with wire. So I'll get that in a second. So this is the forearm board. It's 9 inches long, and this is the bicep board, which is 10 inches long. These holes on either end of both, I just drilled 3 small holes in either side for the wire, and we'll get that in a second. So 3 small holes. This is important. This is the joint. This will create the joint. This is the shoulder. Next thing is the bicep. I'll show you how I connected them. It's with this. This is a baling wire. Those machines that squish cardboard into little blocks that can be taken away. So I got this from Safeway. I asked if I could have a couple baling wires. They said cool. Your other alternative is metal coat hangers. Metal coat hangers are a little bit harder to cut, a little bit harder to deal with. They're way more rigid than baling wire. Baling wire works good. So we got the 3 holes in the shoulder board. We got the 3 holes in the bicep board. So I'll show you a quick demonstration. So basically what you're doing is you're threading it. So you're putting it in and then through that hole, through that hole. It's like tying a shoe or lacing up a shoe. You're just going around. Thread through like that, and then you'll thread through here. Alright, so, and then you want to leave a little bit of gap for the bending of the arm, or the joint. So that's the gist of it. So you thread through, and then I would thread this through this one, underneath, up through that one, down through this one, up through that one, and then twist it off. So here's the 2 joints that I got for the shoulder and the elbow. This is the threaded wrap, and then wrapped around for the excess. One thing, I used about 30 inches of baling wire per joint. That actually left like this much left over, so you can do a little bit less if you want. But so yeah, I fed it through, looped it, threaded it around, and then twisted it, wrapped it in duct tape. So it gives a pretty good movement for the arm. I mean, if you want to stretch it, it stays. You know, if you want to do crazy things with your costume, you can. That's why I built it this way, because I wanted options, because I actually really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the final position of the arms. So yeah, you got some options. You can stretch it out, lay it flat. It pretty much stays. I mean, it's got some wiggle, but it's good. You can wrap it, it stays. It's pretty tough. These wires aren't going anywhere. That's how I created the arms of the costume. Alright, here's the hand. It looks intimidating, but don't worry, it's not. It is the same boards that we used for the legs, the arms, 1 by 2 by 8 boards, cut. This is 3 inches wide. And then for the wire, I drilled 8 holes, 2 holes per finger, just straight through the bottom. And what I did was and this is one big piece of, this is one wire. This is one whole wire. So it's pretty simple. I started on this side. I threaded this through. So the long part of the wire is coming out this way, and then I bent this over to keep it from pulling through. So I threaded it through, out this way, back down through the other hole, looped it around, out, in, out, in, out, in. Okay, so that's these 4 fingers. And then this out, this last out, came out around and back through. And I drilled another hole right here, diagonal through that way. Careful not to drill through your other wires. But so yeah, so you thread it through, and this one, see, this one comes out the bottom, around, and then through that way. Then I cut it, and then tied it off. And then I used this, I just traced my hand, and I used that to figure out where the fingers were, how long they needed to be. And then you attach this the same way you attach the elbow and the shoulder, which is those 3 holes. So you got your forearm board, which you got the 3 holes and the 3 holes, and then you thread it through and loop it around and thread it through, and then twist it, duct tape it for extra support. And then you got your joint, and you got your wrist bend. It can leave a little twist a little bit. Be careful not to drill these too close to the edge, because these wires, the amount of force that you're probably going to be putting on this will just tear right out. So make sure you drop them back a little bit. So you don't lose a hand. And then as far as the wrap job goes, I just took a newspaper and I wrapped it with duct tape, and then stuck a gardening glove over the top, and then a latex glove for my doctor one. As far as the mask goes and the head, this actually, I just stuck the head over the top of this and just stuck a bunch of newspaper inside the mask and just stuck it on there. That was that easy. And then wrapped up the neck to make sure it was all smoothed out. So that about does it for the torso harness. As far as wrapping it up, making it look good, building the shape, same thing as the legs. I just used a bunch of newspaper, wadded up newspaper, duct tape, and cardboard boxes. Built the shape of the arms, built the shape of the torso, built his body up. And same thing with the legs. With the stretch pants, I bought a really tight stretchy hoodie, and then once the shape on the arms was good, I wrapped the hoodie on the arms, basically put a shirt on to smooth out all the lumps, and yeah, that's it.